Hi Scorpio, welcome. So Scorpio, this is going to be your you versus them reading. I'm going to go back and forth between you and the person you may be connecting with. Keep in mind that it's a general reading, so the roles may be reversed. Feel free to flip it if you need to. Take where it resonates, leave what doesn't. Let's go ahead and get started. Also, I trust that my readings are timeless, so whenever this finds you, that's when it's for you, okay? So, Scorpio, you have the overall energy of Capricorn that could be in your chart. You could be connecting with someone who has that in their chart, and or it's just the influencing vibes, right? So this is talking about a very serious, ambitious, authoritative type of vibe that's being brought to the table, right? This is talking about being wise, though, and standing up for yourself, not taking ish from no one. You know what I mean? So that may very well be the mood that you're in or that you're bringing to the table. Sometimes this can be a bit of a rigid energy, so you want to be careful with that, Scorpio. And this could also be how this person that you're connecting with is presenting. So again, take it as it fits your situation. So I have here the Page of Wands and your overall crowning energy, which is talking about ideas. And I actually heard a flight of ideas, but it also talks about freedom and new beginnings. And some of you are really serious about, you know, getting some new energy or new feelings or new ideas incorporated into your life as we go through 2023. This person has, the first thing I heard was trust issues. That could be the case. And or there's a sense of a lack of trust here, or broken trust, okay? And that could be stemming from this person's past. It could be stemming from this connection. You connect the dots there, Scorpio. But there's also this kind of feeling of impatience showing up on this person's end. So let's dig a little bit deeper and see. We're going to go into the recent past and see what led up to the now for the both of you. And then we are going to look at how you both see each other, how you genuinely feel underneath it all, and most likely future outcomes for you, Scorpio. Oh my gosh. I'm not sure if you guys heard that. It was like a motorcycle or something that took me off guard. Anyways, sorry, ADD. Let's look at your recent past energy here. Scorpio, recent past, what led up to the now, the Five of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, the Lovers. All of a sudden I felt like yawning there, like some of you are a little bit exhausted or could use a little bit of sleep, but I also felt a shift in my energy, like, let me try and describe that feeling. It's like, they're giving me the song Let Down by NF. I never meant to let you down. So that could have been, there could have been a letdown in the recent past when it comes to this person, or just a feeling in general of letting down. So you do have the Five of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, and the Lovers. There could have been a sense of fear of abandonment here, trust issues, things maybe, you know, that hadn't really come to the surface in the past when it came to this connection. And yet there's this feeling of success, or like we're going to overcome the odds. Some of you, this is a connection where they're giving me words like the odds are stacked against us, and yet overcoming the odds. So there could have been a situation where there was a lot of things brought to light, or a lot of baggage brought to the table, and yet the purest desire of both parties in the connection was to overcome, right? To have a sense of achievement, right? Sometimes, and Scorpio, you could be one of these people, you know, people like a challenge in relationships sometimes, or want to feel like, you know, that despite all odds, the connection stayed strong. And it could also be like that's how this person views connections or this connection, but I get a sense of connectivity, and yet I'm getting the word desperation. So let's go to this person's energy. Yeah, sorry, that kind of stuck out from left field, desperation, and then I heard desperately involved. Somebody's desperately wanting to be involved, okay, in the connection. I actually feel like this could be an outside party or someone who's trying to be involved into what you have going on. That was weird. It was like way super out of the blue, and it may or may not be related to this person. So let's see here, Scorpio, what we have coming in for this connection. Oops, those are upside down. Hang on 1 second as well. King of Wands. I had this song in my head too. Hey, 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 I'm on vacation. Some of you need a vacation. Or maybe you are on vacation. Hell, I don't know. All right, King of Wands here. 5 of Wands. King of Swords. This is really interesting because these were the same cards in the Aries reading. Some of you, if you're connecting with, if you're connecting with Aries energy, check out that reading. So, holy cannolis here. Wow, I can't. All right, so Scorpio, certainly some of you are dealing with a masculine energy, like a super masculine energy. Or Scorpio, if you're a masculine, you might be a super masculine Scorpio. I don't know. There's just a lot of masculine energy surrounding the connection. And it's particularly showing up on this person's end, but take it as it resonates. It's like, this person's a fighter when they need to be, and a thinker when they need to be, and a doer when they need to be. Like, I feel a very strong presence. This person may have a very strong personality. It's like they're not afraid to go after what they're passionate about, even if that means needing to fight for it. They are a truth seeker, so someone who looks for the truth of the matter, not just, you know, what they want to see in a situation. And I feel like this person at the same time can be very grounded, very level-headed, and looks to satisfy their own needs. Yes, absolutely. To the point that sometimes it could be a little selfish, or maybe not completely honest either. So it's interesting because I feel like this person has a lot of very strong characteristics and admirable qualities, but they also have, you know, qualities that maybe are not as admirable, right? Or desirable, which don't we all, right? Like, show me a perfect person. I'd love to meet them. But you know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm getting like messages around lies and confusion. Like, sometimes this person gets confused. So I want to go back to what I was saying earlier. It's like this person prides themselves in being able to see the reality of a situation, but they're not completely understanding that we all kind of create and make up our own reality, right? So there's very few actual real laws in the universe. For instance, law of gravity is one of them. Law of attraction is one of them. But outside of that, most of our experience on Earth is relatively fluid, based on opinion, not quite as black and white as you think. And so it kind of muddies the water as to what is real, you know, because what's very real to someone, you know, could be completely BS to another person. You know what I'm saying? Like, so in a way, it's like this person prides themselves in seeing the reality of a situation, but they also don't take into consideration that that reality may just fit their bias and may not actually be the cold hard truth. Okay. And because of that, they sometimes misrepresent themselves, or it affects the way they prioritize too. Okay, so I'm not saying this like come down on this person at all. So don't take it that way, cross watcher. But I mean, because we all do that to some extent. But I'm the messenger. That's what showed up. All right, so let's go into how this person, how you see each other in the current energy for Scorpios. The 7 of Wands, the 9 of Wands. The first thing I heard is bothered. Oh, and I was going to say earlier when I was getting all those weird messages, I was getting the song Unholy by Sam Smith. That may resonate with you. What is with all the reversals? What's happening? Better fix my deck. All right, so I feel like Scorpio, when it comes to this person, something that used to really bother you, you don't let bother you anymore. And it may or may not at all be related to this connection. But it's like, the first thing I heard was like bothersome, like this bothersome energy showing up. But then I got next to that, unbothered. So I feel like there is, either you're going back and forth with like totally ignoring something and being unbothered by it. And then maybe like the next day or the next moment you let it completely consume you and you're going back and forth. Or it was, as I originally stated, where there's something here that used to really bother you that you're not letting bother you anymore. There does seem to be some sort of balance coming to a place in your life or within the connection where there previously was an imbalance. It could have felt like things were hard to work on or difficult to understand at some point, but I feel you are putting the pieces together here, Scorpio, and there's pressure here too, though. There's like pressure being put on the situation, or maybe you feel pressure to count yourself out, or I'm sorry, I'm going to keep pausing. I'm just getting lots of different messages. It's a sense of like feeling pushed or pressured to do something and like resisting that and not wanting to move forward or take any action because you feel that pressure. Whereas like if the energy was just to lay off of you, or this person was just to lay off, you probably would do the very thing that they want, you know, to be done. But it's like you don't want to be bothered or pressured to do anything outside of your own free will. And that's a true fixed sign right there. You ain't gonna budge a fixed sign unless they want to be budged, right? And that's from a fellow fixed sign myself. So let's see this person's perception. Queen of Wands. 7 of Pentacles. Eight of Wands. Whoa, I did not mean to get that. So, Scorpio, when it comes to this person, I feel like they are invested, okay, and either wanting to invest time and energy into the connection, or they've already invested that, okay, just putting that out there. This person is also passionate and very forthright. I just feel like super strong energy coming through for this person. Like, it is what it is, like, when it comes to them, and at the same time, there's like this ferociousness here, or like, it's like this person is not afraid to take time for what they've invested themselves into, and has no problem like speaking from the hip, okay, or shooting from the hip when it comes to communication, even if it's not the kindest of communication, even if it creates, you know, a problem. Like, I don't feel like this person is looking for problems, but I feel like they have a tendency to stir problems up. I'm just saying. Like, I feel like this is like a very strong personality showing up, and in a lot of ways, again, very admirable. But if you was to piss this person off, they have a mean streak, okay, that would stop at nothing. Like, they could be very vengeful, or something tactic is the word I'm getting. They have tactics, or it's stemming from their own trust issues or their own battle within themselves, you know, of being let down in the past, and just like, it's like a never again. They're giving me the song by Nickelback, never again, been there before, but not like this. This reminds me too of like someone who's been abused. I'm not saying this person has, I'm giving you an example. The energy feels familiar to me as like what happens when someone is abused, you know, or they witness abuse as a child, and so they're hyper defensive as an adult, like hyper defensive, hyper guarded, because in their mind they are protecting self, right? It is like a protective mechanism that's developed over time, which could lead to a really severe shadow if they're not careful, right? So I feel it on this person's end, but again, Scorpio, you may be able to relate to that. Take it as it resonates. But that's kind of what I feel come through. And again, I'm not saying this person had that exact thing happen, but that's an example of how I'm trying to describe this person's energy. They just seem to be hyper guarded, hyper aware, yes, but also hyper fixated and have the ability to be triggered during this time frame. So let's go into the emotional space. Gosh, that song is really a ferocious song. Never Again by Nickelback. He says, kicking your ass would be a pleasure. Okay, if you're a masculine Scorpio, you might be the one that has that ferocious tendency, but whatever. It's masculine energy. All right, well. Let's go into the emotional space. Page of Cups. Been there before, but not like this. Seen it before, but not like this. Page of Cups, Knight of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Seven of Cups in the emotional space. So, Scorpio, the first thing I heard is don't run from your feelings or problems. Some of you may have a tendency to go towards escapism, which again, we all can do, but side note, take it or leave it. I feel like some of you in your heart of hearts, you know, you're open to like emotional dialogue or open to new ideas right now. You know, if you feel like it's something worth committing your time and energy towards, you'll definitely go towards it. And yet there's hesitancy here because there's a fear of change showing up, but there's also a fear of making the wrong choice. And I feel like Spirit is here to say, listen, leave the fear component out of it, because Spirit has your back, right? And it's heard all of your thoughts and all of your desires, and it wants to bring forth to you the life circumstances that match that. And your only job here, Scorpio, is to think high-level thoughts, to not let yourself get drugged into your shadow or into this combative energy that I feel, but instead to hold yourself to keeping your composure and being open to new ideas and not letting things that are designed to break you, as opposed to instead utilizing that energy to shape you, to make you a better decider, make you a better decision maker. And if you don't feel like there's a whole lot of choices right now, that's going to change. And there's going to be a lot more choices presented to you as we go throughout the year. So let's see this person's That song is super loud. So I do believe that song is actually about abuse and somebody kind of standing up for themselves. Knight of Swords, Six of Wands. Whoa. Six of Swords and the Ace of Swords. So when it comes to this person's emotional space, right now I feel like they're definitely open to communication, wanting, you know, things to move forward, resolution, success, attention. I heard notoriety, okay. Like this person is definitely in this space of wanting to move towards clarity, and they are becoming more clear. They're becoming more clear about what it is that they want. And this person is so freaking intense. Like, it's palpable, right? Like, I feel like this ramping up in their energy, or like this motivation coming through their energy. And that's really what's pushing this person forward in a really big way here, Scorpio. So let's go into the most likely future outcome, which could be changed by free will. Take what resonates. Let's see. Two of Swords. Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. Oh, in the upright. Ten of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. There's an end to a chapter here when it comes to also like doubting something. Also, children, home, and family are being highlighted as important areas of your life to pay attention to. All I keep hearing is that one part of the song, kicking your ass would be a pleasure. That's not like a loving light message. That's like a shadow work message, but whatever. Yeah, it's an end to doubting yourself, or to letting yourself feel less than or uncertain. And it's time to get back on grounded, to get your feet back grounded. And I feel like this sense of like wanting more of what's familiar to you. Some of you have definitely learned from the past, and bravo to you, Scorpio. Like, I feel like some of you have really put the work in, you know, and it maybe took a lot to overcome some fears you had in relationships or in this relationship, and maybe there was like this bothersome energy too going on, but it's like you're stabilizing your energy as we go throughout February. And it feels to me like there is this needing to acknowledge how far you came, okay? And some of you definitely learning from the past. And I also got the message repercussions, something about repercussions, okay? There is a new horizon here for you, Scorpio, but there's also this emotional drain going on. Some of you are going back and forth between like kind of being excited about what's going on in your life and where you're headed, and then at the same time, like, or on another day, maybe feeling like completely drained. And so there's still this back and forth in the energy, and Spirit is saying, well, get to the heart or the root of what is this bothersome energy and figure out if there's a way you can move away from that or see it through different eyes, because that's what's causing the drain on your energy. And I also heard that there's some sort of philosophical difference in the way that you see things, by the way, and the way that this person sees things. Okay. So let's see this person's most likely future outcome. I don't know why that's important or if it's important, but I definitely got that message. Back in. All right, this person's most likely future outcome. Ace of Cups, the Magician. Yeah, I feel like they're getting really certain. So remember I said at the beginning, like, when this person feels intensely hard to break that intenseness, right? Although sometimes they do confuse reality with actual bias. Okay, so that was a hindrance for them. But I feel like this person feels overall like some sort of investment here and wanting to move forward. But there's a caution because, like I said, this person has some behavior traits that are really intense, and that can be intensely good or intensely bad. So the Ace of Cups, the Magician, the Three of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like this person's wanting to manifest love, to look towards their future, to feel more grounded, to feel more of this ambitious yet realistic. I keep getting realistic, down to earth type of vibe around this person. And then I'm like getting like, let's keep it real, let's be realistic. I don't know if that's something they say a lot, or like maybe you do, Scorpio, but it's like, I get it, you know, it's good to be grounded and to be real, but at the same time, we also need to be hopeful in order to have law of attraction work in our favor. Hope and imagination about what could be, reaching the mind out beyond what is the reality to what it could be, is a strength, is a super strength. People with heightened intelligence that use their imagination a lot are some of the smartest, most wealthiest people on this planet. And it's because they have the ability to see outside of the reality of life as to what it could be. And that's how inventions are made. That's how all great things are accomplished. It's not by facing reality. It's about looking beyond that. And although I think it's applaudable, right, that this person values their very realistic vantage point, it does serve as a hindrance for them, Scorpio. And if this is also resonating with you, it could serve as a hindrance for you as well, about too much realism, not enough optimism or imagination. And yet, you know, this person has the ability to infuse that into their life. They'd be a lot happier, is what I'm saying. That's what Spirit is saying to the cross watcher. If they relied more heavily towards what could be as opposed to what is. All right, so, but either way, I actually feel like this person is headed in a more grounded, trusting space than they've ever been in the past. Yes, they still have this hairline trigger that if pushed you could see the nasty, but I feel like for the most part this person is trying to move towards resolution, wanting to manifest love, looking towards their future, and trying to get grounded. So let's see what the guidance is for you, Scorpio. It says soul solitude. Your soul needs attention. There are moments when it's important to get away, not just from the noise of the outside world, but to find a place where your soul can experience peace and quiet, a place for solitude. This is a time to pause, reflect, and a time for you. And then this person has embraced the moment. Oops. It says, embrace this day, this very moment. Think positively today. Repel the negative thoughts. Try not to judge yourself or others. This may be harder than you think. What is actually happening is that you're changing your energy. So this person, again, is being encouraged to be more optimistic and less realistic, and watch as things change. So, wow, Scorpio, awesome reading. I'm going to leave it there for now. I hope you enjoyed it. Zodiac signs you could be connecting with or have in your own birth chart. I felt Aries energy, but I also have Leo here. I basically have all the signs, but I'm going to point out the major ones. Taurus, Capricorn, Aries, Pisces, Sagittarius, Libra, Gemini. Those are the predominant signs I'm seeing, but keep in mind it's a general reading, so you could be dealing with any zodiac sign. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it did resonate, please do let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram for more fun stuff, as I do have content and videos over there. Tarot Time with Dana, all of it linked in the description box below, as well as in the About section of my YouTube, where you can find the donation link. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can do so there. Also, I'll be bringing back my Sunday lives in February, so make sure you join me on Sundays. I'll be doing all the zodiac signs, and I will be doing an event on my Facebook on how to connect with your own spiritual gifts, as we are all psychic. So if you're interested, you can check that out on my Facebook, details in the description box. Otherwise, I'm wishing you the very, very best, and until next time, my friends, namaste. Bye.